Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Long ago, in the heart of the Roman Empire, there lived an emperor who sought not glory but wisdom. His name was Marcus Aurelius. While legions marched and empires expanded, he sat in his tent beneath the open sky, writing not decrees but reflections, thoughts meant only for himself. Those private writings became meditations, one of the greatest guides to self-mastery and peace ever written. Marcus was both ruler and philosopher, a man burdened by power yet disciplined by reason. Surrounded by war, politics, and betrayal, he turned inward, searching for clarity in the chaos. His words were not philosophy for others to follow, but reminders to himself to live with virtue, serenity, and strength. He reminded himself first that control is an illusion. You have power over your mind, not outside events, he wrote. Realize this, and you will find strength. He saw that life's storms could never harm the soul unless one allowed them to. Everything external praise, blame, wealth, loss was fleeting. The only true domain was one's own thoughts. To Marcus, nature was both teacher and law. Everything that happened, from triumph to tragedy, was part of the greater order of the universe, the Logos. He urged himself to accept what life gave, not with resignation, but with grace. Live in harmony with what is given, he wrote. For the world is change, and life is opinion. He reminded himself daily that death was not to be feared. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. He believed the fear of mortality was what enslaved most people. To live fully meant to live each moment consciously, not escaping reality, but embracing it. He saw virtue, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance as the only true good. Fame, power, and pleasure were distractions. It is not what happens to you, he wrote, but how you react to it that matters. When faced with betrayal, he practiced patience. When surrounded by flattery, he practiced humility. He sought to be calm, not because the world was kind, but because his soul was disciplined. Even as emperor, Marcus faced the loneliness of leadership. He saw cruelty and ignorance all around him, yet reminded himself, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, today I shall meet the busybody, the ungrateful, the arrogant, the deceitful. But they are my brothers. They cannot harm me unless I let them. Compassion, not anger, was his answer to human folly. He also saw how fleeting human achievements were. The mighty empires, the marble palaces, even his own name, all would fade to dust. Alexander and his mule driver are both dust now, he wrote, reflecting on the vanity of ambition. To him, glory meant nothing if one lost their integrity along the way. He reminded himself to stay grounded in service. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. His philosophy was not for debate, it was for living. He saw every act, no matter how small, as a chance to practice virtue, to be kind, disciplined, and just. In solitude, he found peace. He realized that happiness was not the absence of pain, but the acceptance of truth. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, he wrote. So he chose thoughts of gratitude, patience, and love for mankind. As years passed, his empire faced famine, plague, and war. Yet through it all, Marcus remained calm, writing words that would outlive his crown. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. When death finally approached, he did not resist. He welcomed it as part of the eternal order he had spent a lifetime contemplating. His soldiers said that in his final moments, Marcus smiled not as an emperor, but as a man at peace with the universe. His meditations were found later, a private journal never meant for the world. Yet, within those words lay a timeless truth, that peace is not found in power, but in perspective. That greatness lies not in conquest, but in self-control. And so, the emperor who ruled the world left behind not monuments or armies, but wisdom, the quiet wisdom of a man who mastered himself,